Hello, I'm Lara Kulcharsan and this is Newsfeed, your dose of what people are talking about online. First, President Donald Trump blocked the oldest US university, Harvard, from enrolling foreign students. Now, his State Department is pumping the brakes on all foreign student visa applications. US embassies and consulates across the world have been instructed to pause visa applications as it prepares to vet students by thoroughly screening their social media posts.
It is a goal, as stated by the President and Secretary Rubio, to make sure that people who are here and understand what the law is, that they don't have any criminal intent, that they are going to be contributors to the experience here, however short or long their stay is. And so the details of which I won't reveal, but it's one that will hopefully achieve our understanding of who deserves to visit this country and who does not.
Based on what your social media activity is, that will determine, at least partially, whether you will get your student visa. You have to assume that expressions of political opinion, participation in certain demonstrations, or sharing certain content could be debilitating to you getting a student visa. While making your profiles private may sound like a good idea, although I don't know this for a fact, I have to assume, and you have to assume, that the US government can look into your private posts. Planning on applying for a student visa, now is the time to audit your social media presence and start consulting with an immigration attorney.
Critics say the Trump administration is waging war on America's elite universities because the president believes they're too liberal. He's accused them of allowing anti-Semitism to flourish by permitting protests against Israel's war on Gaza on their campuses. Vetting of students could take months and delay upcoming enrollments. It could also hurt universities who depend on foreign students for a steady stream of income. In recent months, international students at several US universities have had their visas revoked. While the decision was overturned, many had left.
18 of our classmates have been revoked their visa. Those are empty seats now in our community. People are living in fear.
This happened at Florida International University, and we still don't know why. We've reached out to the administration for comment, but have yet to receive a response. And this isn't just happening in Florida. It's nationwide. Imagine international students receiving notifications demanding that they leave the country, even with seemingly valid visas. For those who don't know, F1 and J1 are visas that are meant for students or educational exchange visitors who follow a specific stay rule. By April, over 280 universities stated that the visas of some students with complete documentation and valid status had been canceled. These notifications were sent through email, text, or even direct changes from CVIS. And these messages that were oftentimes labeled as self-deportation caused confusion, even among those that had compliance with their visa terms. Currently, these 280 universities estimate that over 1,800 international students and recent graduates experienced changes to their legal status by the U.S. Department of State, and at least 1,400 students' visas were revoked, leading to more than 100 lawsuits according to NAFSA. And although the Trump administration restored some visas due to backlash, many students remain outside the U.S. due to the continued F1 visa revocations, complicating their return.
From your news-obsessed grandparents to phone-addicted Gen Z, a lot of people have seen this video. That's France's First Lady, President Macron, who appears to be pushing her husband, President Emmanuel Macron, in the face after they land in Vietnam. The president says they were just goofing around, but many are not convinced. The moment has sparked speculation about power dynamics in their relationship, although the Macrons insist it was all in good fun.
Right after Emmanuel gets shoved in the face with clearly a red arm, he was waving to the people like nothing ever happened. Could you imagine what the people on the airplane must see and hear on a daily basis? The contracts that they have to sign to keep these people's mouths shut, or they're going to get sued. I wonder, they know. The people around them know. They have to know.
First thing that I noticed, that Macron's face was neutral. I think he had a neutral expression. My guess is that he did not expect that gesture from Brigitte. I would say that there was no tension in his body. His shoulders were relaxed. After we see her hands, that he reacts in some way. It was not one hand. Brigitte used both hands, pushing his face away with both hands, so making an extra effort. And you see that it was a very strong gesture because he was still standing in the same spot, but his head was all the way back. And that's when he realizes that the cameras were out there, already pointed at him.
Chinese fast fashion retailer Shein is in hot water with the EU. The online retailer has been warned it could be fined unless it stops its fake discounts and fake deadline policies. The EU's Justice Commissioner Michael Macron says these practices breach European Union laws and put pressure on consumers.
The European Union has warned Shein to comply with consumer protection laws or face hefty fines. With practices like fake discounts and pressure selling, Shein is under fire. The company has 1 month to respond to the EU's findings. EU Justice Commissioner Michael McGrath states, "All companies must play by our rules." Shein says it's committed to a safe and reliable shopping experience for European consumers.
The EU says Shein should ensure it operates fully in line with EU consumer standards. Authorities are also closely examining shoppers' experiences in the online marketplace. And they have raised concern about misleading information, deceptive product labels, false sustainability claims, and concealing contact details. Shein now has a month to respond to the concerns or face fines based on its sales in EU countries where it has breached the law. Would you marry an AI? A new survey shows most Gen Zers might say yes.
According to a survey of 2,000 Gen Zs last month, 8 out of 10 said they'd consider marrying an AI partner, with 83% saying they believe they could form a deep emotional bond with one.
Experts say this growing comfort with AI relationships isn't surprising. Neuropsychologists point to social anxiety as one factor. For some users, interacting with AI feels safer than facing judgment from real people, especially online. Others seek empathy, and AI offers something that feels close. It mirrors your language and thoughts, creating the illusion of emotional connection.
Women are more likely to chat to an AI bot than a guy in 2025. When I talk to ChatGPT, he understands me, he listens to me, and he's not going to hurt me.
I swear we're all living in a Black Mirror episode. A woman genuinely had an affair with ChatGPT. The crazy part is like every 30,000 characters or whatever, it would like clear the cache and forget everything. And she genuinely like fell in love with an app and would be sad because it wouldn't remember her.
AI companions can help in some specific cases. For example, elderly users have embraced AI bots as digital companions. People with agoraphobia, which is the fear of going outside, or severe anxiety have also reported benefits.
AI can really help ask those questions to talk you down. And when I'm suffering from anxiety, sometimes just having a conversation with AI can sort my head out. It can relax me, it can get me focused, and it can settle my anxiety down.
Anytime I have an anxiety, instead of bombarding my parents with texts like I used to, or texting a friend, or like crashing out essentially, before doing that, I always just voice memo my thoughts into ChatGPT, and it does a really good job at calming me down and providing me with that immediate relief.
But experts warn there's a limit to how helpful AI can be. If someone cancels plans or avoids real-world relationships in favor of AI interactions, it can reinforce unhealthy behavior. And the emotional dependency AI creates can become risky, especially among younger users. AI can also be manipulated, fed false information, and used maliciously. And while many Gen Zers see AI as a safe space, experts warn that without clear education, these digital relationships could carry long-term risks.
One thing we can count on in culture is that the pendulum swingeth and the pendulum swingeth away. If the prediction for the next 3 years is that people will ease the loneliness crisis through the use of AI chatbots, then the next 3 years after that, we'll see people realizing that a partner that gives you friction, that pushes back, that argues and hates you sometimes, is worth having. Not only will it be seen as a luxury to have a physical partner, it will be seen as a commitment to personal growth. So maybe we need need to go through a period of complete frictionless and intimacy to make us crave and appreciate the hell and the headache of other people.
Lilo and Stitch hold a special place in the hearts of many, especially millennials. The beloved hand-drawn animation has been a favorite for over 2 decades. Released in 2002, the cartoon was centered around Ohana, meaning family, focusing on 6-year-old Lilo and her big sister, and how Stitch, the weird creature from another world, ultimately helps them stay together. When Disney decided to create a live-action version of the original movie, it believed the film would be successful. And while it did achieve its goal by grossing over $340 million worldwide during its opening week, many fans are not pleased with the result. Critics argue that the remake removed some key characters and lost the original's family-oriented sentiment.
I'm mad. I'm livid. And I think audiences in general are going to feel very angry and betrayed at the ways that this movie changed the narrative, the story, in ways that overtly undermine the message of the original film.
For some reason, they decided the tone of Lilo and Stitch should turn into a depressing melodrama that feels more like a soap opera than a Disney film in the second half. Oh, you like Pleakley and Jumba? What if we just have them be humans for 99% of the movie?
Uncle Jamba is not just the antagonist, he's just straight up evil. There is no Captain Gantu, and they thought that this was going to be a good idea. So they basically scrapped the entire Ohana Means Family storyline. Nani gives up Lilo. Did they not remember the entire theme of the movie was family? That everything else comes second to family.
We see Nani give up guardianship for Lilo to going to school to be a marine biologist. But this is actually kind of disrespecting her native Hawaiian heritage. It's because there's programs specifically in Hawaii for Hawaiian natives that give free marine mammal science learning and fieldwork. Specifically, programs like MSMT Hawaii at Pacific University have a credit cost of $1,450 a semester. So Nani could have gone to school there. But instead, on average in California where she's going to school, tuition there is $39,550 for the academic year and summer, including tuition and fees. So not only could she stay in Hawaii with Lilo, she could give up guardianship to her neighbor to focus on school if she wanted, but she also could be saving herself a lot, and I mean a lot of money.
Chicago-based software engineer Christina Ernst is merging fashion with tech, and she's built a big online following doing it. By day, she works at Google's West Loop office. By night, she's at home designing fashioneering projects, which are wearable tech creations that blend style with circuitry. Ernst shares her creations with hundreds of thousands of followers on her platform. She builds robots to encourage young women to enter STEM fields. Here are some of our favorite pieces from her high-tech closet.
I coded this self-twirling dress to be more fun than I am. I'm Christina, and I combine fashion and engineering to make fashioneering.
While we're waiting for Sister Act 3 from Hollywood, Brazil heard our prayers. Kind of. 2 Brazilian nuns have gone viral after breaking into beatboxing and dance on a Catholic TV show. The sisters say it was a very spontaneous moment and it's priceless.
Então vamos lá. Vocação, oh, vocação, oh, vocação, oh, vocação, oh. Rapaz, que é isso? Gente, é um show de talentos aqui, essa família de amor. É alegria, gente. A alegria. Vocação, oh, vocação.
And that's our show. Find our latest stuff on YouTube and do subscribe to our channel. See you soon.